Okay, so you're all familiar with this area where the trees are, and this is what we said we wanted to do, put in like let's see, 6 feet right here that is more maneuverable with the mower, then a rounded area which will allow for drainage, not rounded but sloped area which will allow for drainage, where we'll do another row of plantings, and then the next row almost flat, 6 feet as well. And this is our little helper who is sweating. He's helping. He's throwing the rocks down over the hill. And so this is what we're working on today. I'll show it to you either halfway through or when it's done. Alrighty, well, this is where we stopped for the day. It'll get worked on this week to be finished. It'll be finished by the end of the week, and next weekend, not next weekend, and I'd say within 6 days, right? Yeah, 6 days we'll be planting. I was originally going to plant these Black Tower elderberries here, but I think I'm going to put the Black Tower elderberries over near the walnut trees. And here in this next row, I'm going to put out these 2 fig trees. They're Olympia figs. Now they're supposed to be hardy. The neighbor has grown them. He said they're not hardy, but he insulates them. He puts a fence around them like this, and then insulates them with wood chips and covers the top. I'm not sure I'm going to do that. I bought, I think, 6 of them, and I purposely bought 2 of them to experiment. Now they all have fruit on them, but the fruit is not going to ripen. Doesn't have time to ripen for this year, so I'll be taking that off so when I plant them it can concentrate, the tree can concentrate on root growth. So I'm going to put a couple of these fig, and then these are the persimmon. They're already losing their leaves, turning for the season, but I'm going to put in maybe 4 persimmons. I have to look up how close they can be planted, and see how large they're going to get. So the larger things will go in this first row, and then the next larger things will hopefully just take up this hillside squiggly up and down, so that we can get rid of that grass, not have to cut grass, because that's, like I said, pretty tough cutting on that hillside, and don't want to roll that mower. So this is where we're stopping for the day. All right, everyone, see you later. Here is what I worked on today, and I don't know if this is going to be its own standalone video or if it's going to be appended onto another video. So I showed you where Sam was on his tractor, doing this, leveling this, and it's not totally level, and that's fine too. You want the water to drain, but that's 6 feet wide. And then over here, this is 6 feet. And then the next section is a little less than 6 feet because I didn't measure it straight. I measured it on the hillside, so it was a little off. But the tractor had gouged into this section, so we redid this today. And then I put these little pieces of wood, I stood them up all along there. And you can't see them all because they're mixed in with, the mulch hides them. But the people who were helping suggested we use rebar for that. And I didn't want that because, A, we're going to cut this. I think we're planting grass right there. And you don't want to flatten a tire on rebar. And I know that these sticks will fall over or rot, and that's fine. It's just actually there to hold the mulch in place until we get another good rain that'll soak through the mulch into the cardboard, and then everything will be happy staying there. And that's why that seems really high right there. Now, a lot of this along here doesn't even go here. I just didn't have room in the greenhouse for it, and I brought it from the other place, and to bring it here. I was going to put these 2 figs outside. I think I'm going to end up leaving the figs all in pots because southwestern Pennsylvania, they need to be against a western or a southern wall if they're outside, and in the wind here in this open area would probably kill them. The neighbor that we have here has figs, and he left his outside, and if he doesn't insulate them in the winter inside of a cage like this with leaves or something like that, then the whole thing dies back. It does grow very fast and come back, but the fruit doesn't have time to ripen at all. So the fig trees are going to stay in pots in the greenhouse, I suppose, until the house is done, simply because, well, there's no other room for them anywhere. And then there's the black lace elderberry, and down there we have the, I think it's black tower elderberry. Those are going to go where you saw me plant the echinacea before, in our little walnut grove, which is, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to spin so quickly. This right here is the walnut grove. And I mean, there are walnuts all through this property, but we're leaving those black walnuts there, and then we're going to put some butternuts, and then we're going to mix in some of the elderberry, and then some of the persimmons, because persimmons and elderberry do well with the juglone that the walnut species produces. So those are all going to be planted over there, and I don't know if we're going to get them done before winter. The persimmons I really need to get in the ground, though, because they have a taproot. They don't like to be planted when they're larger because of the taproot, but you know, it is what it is, of course. So what I've decided to put here is the aronia berries. This is about 48 feet. So I think I'm going to just see how far apart I need my aronia berries to be. And then I'm going to do a row of aronia berries. And then, of course, this somewhat flat section here will be planted in grass. But wouldn't it be great if I could just put creeping thyme along this whole flat section? I mean, that would cost a fortune, and I don't think it would grow in the clay, but I wouldn't ever have to cut it. And if you walked on it, I mean, it would smell good. But anyway, I'm going to put a row of blackberries in here. And then I'm going to have to do something with this section above here. We can't even get the tractor up there because it's really that steep. And I love my husband more than I want this area to be flat. So I'll have another maybe 6-foot section here where I will put the blackberries, because the aronia berries go there. And then right here, it'd be great if I could have another flat section here. And then I would be almost up to the hillside that's part of the, greenhouse area. And this cardboard, it'll probably be moved, but maybe not. I put that cardboard there because the weeds were growing so high and we haven't had time to whack them down. So that's where we're at today with this little section here. Now I do want, this is in the middle of the hill, and so on each side of it, it's still, somewhat treacherous to mow. So I really do want to get more of this dug out, but I think we may end up having to rent a machine that has a track, and then do it then. But we'll have to see, because this makes a mess, and oh my gosh, it's like I can't even watch it making a mess because it's just so muddy. And but anyway, that's where we're at today. So thanks for watching, and let me know if you're still prepping outside or if you're all inside now, and what did you prep today. Be blessed, everyone.